skyrocket from there and just become the person I am today, right? So the first thing that I was going to talk about, I talked about 3 points. I said leadership first is your personal brand and influence. That's the first thing we were going to talk about, one of the first pieces. That was the perfect example right there of influence, right? Like I said before, you don't have to wait until you're old enough. Somebody might say, hey, you're not old enough to make a change, right? They may say, oh, you're too young, or, you don't know anything about this subject. You're a girl. You can't do this. You're a guy. You're not even from here, whatever it is, that you can't make a change, but you can make one just now. You can make any change. And that was a perfect example of it. We had a woman, a young lady doing different thing. We had this dude's like 6'3" over here doing it. We had so many people, him back there. He wasn't even part of the thing. He just did that. You know what I mean? So I'm glad he actually did though. Right. But just doing something different, you don't have to inspire. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you it's okay to start inspiring change. So that's really what your personal brand is, right? It's who you shape yourself to be. Consistency is the only way to create a strong brand. So, and it really frustrates me in a way, right? So how many of us know what a personal trainer is though, right? Like everybody. Okay. How many personal trainers you be seeing that are like fat? You know what I mean? You be seeing that, right? Like, how are you a personal trainer? You fat? That doesn't make sense, right? So when you're a leader in whatever it is that you do, you have to wear your brand everywhere, right? Like I said, I'm a leader. I'm talking about leadership and a motivational speaker. That's why I always keep the Bible around me. I'm always holding myself to a certain degree because I know, hey, I'm in leadership. So you wouldn't catch me doing things I shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because it just doesn't make sense for me. So you can't be like hypocritical, right? That's what I'm saying. Being consistent is the biggest part about your brand, right? That's the first part. The second one is communication mastery, right? You have to be able to speak to people. You have to be able to communicate. That's like the biggest skill that I've ever learned, right? And I actually brought this out to make an example. It's just bread. And no, I'm not giving nobody $5 right now, all right? But I will in a little bit, though. He said, man. No, I'm playing. So I like to look at communication like almost like a sandwich, okay? So we all have parents in here. Do we all live with our parents here too? Because I don't want to do anything. Okay, you don't live with your parents. But you guys live with some type of authority in your house, right? Oh, you don't? Okay. That's cool, though. So if your mom says or your dad says or whoever your guardian is like, yo, clean up your room, how does that make you feel? They're just like, yo, go clean up your room right now. I mean, yeah, you're going to follow directions. Yeah, but how does it really make you feel, though? It's all right. It's a safe space right here. There's no parents here. You're supposed to do, though, right? You're supposed to do. You might be a little irritated, though, right? How they say, okay, let me rephrase this. Let's say your friend was like, you was just your friend, and like, yo, go to the store for me. Yeah, all right. Yo, you'll be like, heck no, like, yo, who are you talking to, right? You know what I mean? You would think of it like that. Yeah, when you're around other people, it's like, yo, bro, you're not talking to me like that. You feel me? That's the normal response, right? When you're a leader, you also got to know how to talk to people too, because regardless of you being the boss or whatever it is, or you leading whatever program it is, if you tell somebody, yo, go do this real quick, they might take that the wrong way. They may do it, but that don't mean they're going to like you. You know what I mean? Not saying everybody has to like you, but as a leader, your job is to inspire others to be able to do different things, right? So that's why I said I like to look at it as like this bread. If all I do is just tell you what to do, you're going to be like, nah. So you got to build like a sandwich, right? I call it the sandwich method. Okay. So the bread represents everything positive. Okay. It's the positive about the person. And then I didn't bring no condiments because that would have been nasty, but that's going to represent everything they need to work on. Okay. So does anybody play sports in here? Okay. Everybody plays sports. Okay. What sports you play, bro? You play basketball? Okay. What position you play? The 3? Okay. So, I mean, you can shoot a little bit, or are you more of a slasher? It's more of a slasher? Okay, cool. So let's say we're working on your jump shot right now, right? I know you're a slasher. The perfect way for the sandwich method will be like, hey, listen, and what was your name too? Nate. Hey, Nate, man, I know right now when you go downhill, nobody can stop you. I know that for a fact. Like, no one can stop you when you go downhill. But I really need you to start in the offseason working on your jump shot, because now that's going to open up people playing you closer to make you go downhill again. And then you're going to be able to score 30 every game, because I know that you're that MVP. Now, did you take that? You take that better than me going, yo, bro, you can't shoot for nothing. You see what I'm saying though? I started off with something positive. I put the condiments in between, like, hey, listen, I need you to work with your jump shot because it will make you do this, that, and the third. And then that will make you unstoppable and make you like lead the state in scoring or something like that, right? Now, I don't know how many of us are like in relationships. Anybody in a relationship here? Okay, that's cool. Focus on yourself. This is my wife over here. I tell her all the time. She's like, hey, get the dishes done. I'm like, yo, all right. Like, I get so mad when she be like, all right, but I get it done though. But I be like, I just drag my feet a little bit, right? And I always tell her like, yo, listen, if you could just tell me like, if you could just talk to me in this sandwich method, I'll feel so much better. And she has been doing that. Like, hey, listen, yo, I love when you do this, that, and the third. Thank you for cleaning up, or thank you for doing this for us. And you think you could do the dishes and stuff like that when you got time or something. And it's just like, oh, for real? Are you talking to me like that? Okay, cool. Yeah, I got you. I really do be, holding it down and stuff. So I get up real quick and start doing the dishes, right? It's because of the way you talk to people, right? Communication. Now, another part of the communication is telling people why.